afternoon. So we are here to present the research paper on Dynamism of Indian Gold buying customers. My name is Maria Emmanuel and the co-author is Dr. D. Laza from Pondicherry University. So the content goes like this: introduction, literature's review and objectives of the study, data, methodology, variables and results and findings. Indian gold customers. Gold market is a well-known market for its buying and selling of gold in the form of ornaments. Having more than 300,000 gems and jewelry players, Indian bullion industry contributes around 29% of the global jewelry consumption. The market size is expected to reach around $103 billion by the end of year 2023. In India, owning jewelry is considered as a symbol of status and wealth in the society. Thus, it plays a significant role in everyone's life. Even the poorest of the poor owns certain amount of gold in the form of ornaments. The women feel that more gold you own, the more you are secured in times of financial crisis. It is one of the most liquid assets available in the hands of every household. So this study aims to analyze the household's gold buying decision on various dimensions like awareness, investments, monitoring the gold market, exchange options available, and etc. So as far as the literature's review is concerned, we could find many literatures studied analyzing the buying behavior, but we could not find any papers which are published in the most reputed journals. So all are in the domestic journals. The objectives of study are to analyze the perception of Indian gold customers towards purchase and sale of gold, to examine the association between customer profile and buying, selling, and investment perception, to identify the factor that influence purchase of gold, and make some suggestions to the industry. So the study used only the primary data through the structured questionnaire. So initially we started distributing the Google form and we find it very hard to get the response, and we also use hard copy to collect the data. So it's a random sampling, and the target audience is the households. And the target size is more than 500, but now for the analysis, we have included only 196 sample in the analysis. So these are some of the key questionnaire that we have included in the questionnaire. First part talks about the general information about the respondent, and how many sovereigns of gold you have purchased so far in your life, and how many sovereigns of gold inherited or received from your ancestors so far, how many sovereigns of gold that you have sold in your life, then how many sovereigns of gold you have exchanged when you are buying a new jewelry, and finally, how many you are planning to buy in the next 5 years. And there are 5 more dimensions where we have collected the Likert scale, like forms of gold buying, there are 4 variables, and monitoring the gold market around 4 variables, around 12 variables on buying preferences, and 11 variables on awareness about the gold market, and 7 variables about details of exchange, and another 7 variables covering about investment options. Some of the methodology that we used, ANOVA linear regression, and we also used stepwise least square regression analysis in the analysis process. Let's move on to the results. So this is the sample distribution. So we did not restrict the respondent to any one particular state. So since we are from Karnataka, we could manage to get more response from Karnataka, Kerala, and southern part of India. But there are few responses from other parts, other state also, out of 196. Yeah, let's move on to the result. How frequently you buy gold jewelry? So we find that around 48% of respondents, they buy jewelry during the special occasions, like weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, then Akshaya Tritiya and any festival seasons. And there are around 36% they responded that they buy occasionally. Then how many sovereigns of gold you have purchased so far? Here again we found that around 48% of the respondents they have purchased 1 to 10 sovereigns of jewelry in their life so far. Next, how many sovereigns of gold is inherited or received from your ancestors? So here again we found that around 25% of the respondents, they received the jewelry from their ancestors, maybe the grandfather, grandmother. That is around 1 to 10 sovereigns of gold. And again, we find that around 20% of the respondents, they received more than 21 sovereigns of jewelry from their ancestors. So this is very interesting result. So how many sovereigns of gold that you have sold so far in your life? We found that around 72% of respondents, they never sold their gold, whatever they purchased so far. So the other aspect is very minimal, that is less than around less than 30%. 72% they never sold their gold, whatever they purchased so far, they are retaining it in the family, or it may be transferred to their children. And the next one, how many sovereigns of gold you have sold? Next one. How many sovereigns of gold jewelry that you have exchanged when you are buying new ornaments? So this question talks about that they are exchanging when they are buying new jewelry. So here we found that, so 36% they never exchange it, and they are retaining as they are going to buy new jewelry. They are not exchanging. And around 42% they have exchanged 1 to 5 sovereigns of jewelry when they are buying new jewelry. How many sovereigns of gold that you are planning to buy in the future? So here we find that around 17% they have no idea of buying jewelry in the next 5 years, and around we find that 35% they are planning to buy 1 to 10 sovereigns of jewelry in the next 5 years. So we can predict the market based on this. In fact, we are trying to collect the census data to make some prediction, but we have some difficulty in the analysis process. So we'll be including in the paper, final paper. Then, so this computation is done by us, that is amount of gold that is owned by the household at present. So what we did, we took the data that they have purchased plus the amount of gold that is transferred from the ancestors, and we subtracted the amount of gold those so far. So we found that around 13% they are having 1 to 5 sovereigns of jewelry, and 6 to 10 sovereign 11%. And we find 25% more than 31 sovereigns of gold on an average they are having in the household at present. So here, who influenced you the most to buy gold jewelry? So I myself, the respondent himself is deciding around 23%. Their parents, they around 11%. Their spouse around 23%. So spouse, my ward, parent, grandparent, that is around 18%. So together, we find that around 76% of the jewelry purchase decision is taken or influenced within the family members and not by outsiders. So only 24% the outside people are deciding. So this I leave it to the jewelry players to decide whom you want to target when you are making advertisement. And then forms of gold that interested to buy. So we find that majority are interested to buy gold only in the form of jewelry. And we don't find any person on the other aspect like coins, ETF, or the shares of the listed companies. So we find that more than 60 to 70% they are not interested other than the jewelry when they are buying gold. So monitoring gold markets. So these are the variables that we are trying to collect about their behavior. So every month I set aside a portion of my income to buy gold, or habit of investing money in the gold market, or prefer to have savings in the form of gold. So in all the questions, we find that more than 60 to 70% are on the left-hand side, that they are not interested in these areas. Variables of buying preference when purchasing gold. So here again we find that people are very particular about when they buy jewelry in terms of design. So around 50% they are interested in buying. When they want to buy jewelry, they are interested in the design. And again, they are giving preference to the branded shops than the non-branded shops when they are trying to buy gold. Again, they prefer to go to the larger stores than the local stores. We find around 50% respondent they are interested to go to the larger stores than the small store that they are having near to their house or maybe in the near places. So I prefer to go to the shop that offers less making charges as well as wastages. Of course, it is the customer's choice, and they are trying to spend less on the making charges as well as the wastages. So they are interested to go to those shops that they offer more discount or less making charges as well as less wastages when they are selling the jewelry. Then some of the results on, I always buy gold with the BS hallmarking. So the awareness level is more, and we find that around 73% of respondents, they are aware about that what they are buying and do they buy BS hallmarking jewelry or not. Then they are also aware about the carat of the gold jewelry that they are buying. Then some more significant result from this. So they also cross-check the jewelry, and they also cross-check the quality of the jewelry with the salesman that they are buying at the stores. So variables on exchange of gold. So here again we find all the respondents are on the extreme left-hand side. That is, I normally pledge my gold when there is a financial emergency, not many interested. So it is common in a family to exchange gold, not many interested for exchanging the gold when they buy new jewelry. So again here, not many interested to go to the pawnbrokers for the financial emergency. Not only the pawnbrokers, also they are very rare to approach the bank to pledge their jewelry and borrow money. Let's move on to the regression analysis. So what we did, we have taken all the ratio scale data and we are trying to find out, so what are the factors that influenced the past purchase of gold, and we are also trying to find out what are the factors that can influence the future purchase of gold. So in that we tried with a different analysis. First one we started with the linear regression. So in this model we found out that the income of the respondent play a significant role in deciding the past purchase. So then the age of the respondent as well as the number of children in the family. So model is next one. We have for all the Likert skill data, we computed the mean score for all the variables, and that we put it in the regression analysis. So here we find that only the investment option in gold market is slightly significant and not other variables. Then the third model talks about prediction of the future purchase. So what are the variables are likely to influence your future buying behavior maybe in the next 5 years? So we could not find any of the personal data that is significant. And same thing we used for the future buying of gold in the next 5 years. And again here also we are not able to make any prediction. But exchange option given in the jewelry store slightly is significant, but we can't rely on the model as the R square is very less. Then model 5, so here what we did, we put the planning to buy gold in the near future as a dependent variable, and we have put all other variables like that they past to purchase or gold received from the ancestor doesn't have any significant role in influencing that future purchase or exchange option, etc. So here again we found that amount of gold purchased in the past plays a dominant role in deciding taking decision on buying jewelry in the future, and not other variables. But model is slightly confident that R square is around 16. Okay. Then what we did, so we moved on to the analyzing all the ratio scale in the regression model, and we tried to find out which variable is again significant that played in the past. Again, we found out that income of the respondent play a dominant role, and also the exchange options available in the future when you buy the jewelry at present play a dominant role. So here the model is almost reliable as R square is around 0.35. Then the same model is used for, same variables are used in planning to buy gold in near future. But again here in this model we are not able to figure out any variable but except the exchange options available, because this is the promise given by the jewelers when they buy jewelry that they are ready to take the jewelry at the market rate when they are planning to go for exchanging. So then we moved on to the stepwise regression analysis. So that gives us an idea about which variables should be excluded in the model. So here again we used all the variables in the analysis, and we found out that the variables like exchange option, income of the respondent, and age also played a somewhat significant role that helped to take decision to buy jewelry in the past. And also same model is estimated for how many gold that you are planning to buy in the near future. We also used the same stepwise regression model with the stepwise forwards, and it excluded few variables that are irrelevant in the model. So here again we found out that the exchange option when buying new jewelry is significant, and also the age of the respondent. Okay, and the next variable is forms of gold that you are interested to buy. Only these three variables are slightly significant. Yeah, let's come to the conclusion. So 48% of the respondents buy jewelry during special occasions, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, etc. And around 50% of the respondents purchase gold 1 to 15 sovereigns of gold in their life so far. So 28% of the respondents did not receive any jewelry from their ancestors, and 42% received less than 20 sovereigns from their ancestors. 72% of the respondents never sold their gold in their life, and 36% of respondents never exchanged gold in their life. Around 50% around say 1 to 10 sovereigns of gold. So 17% of respondents have no plan of buying jewelry in the near future, and around 25% they are planning to buy 1 to 5 sovereigns, and another 32% 6 to 20 sovereigns in the next 5 years. At present, 24% of respondents own around 1 to 10 sovereigns of gold on an average, and 23% they themselves decide when they are planning to buy any jewelry for their family, and around 76% of the respondent decision is influenced by the members within their family and not by the outsiders. 62% of respondents are interested to buy gold in the form of jewelry, and not many interested in the other than jewelry when they are trying to put their money in gold. So less than okay, and around 35% they compare the price before they go to the shop to buy the jewelry, and 50% are willing to go to the shop that charges less making charges as well as less charges on wastages. As mentioned earlier, more than 60% of respondent decisions are influenced by the family members, and income, age of the respondent, and exchange options played a significant role in their past when they are trying to buy jewelry, and amount of gold purchased in the past is highly significant, and they are the one factor that is going to help them to take a decision in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Emmanuel, and thank you for keeping to the time. We have time for maybe 2-3 questions. Any questions for Professor Emmanuel? Yes.
I was curious why you did not consider gold loans. So you had discussed how people sell their gold or they exchange their gold, but gold loan was not considered.
So that we have used that pledging the jewelry. So that part we have covered. So if we put it again, that will be a repetition. That's what. So not many are interested pledging their jewelry with the pawnbrokers, either with the pawnbroker or with the bankers.
So any sense of what is the proportion of people who have in the respondents who have given as loan, given their gold as loan for loan?
You mean pledging the jewelry?
Yes, yes, who have pledged.
No,
their
not
gold.
many interested. I can show the results if you want.
That's so. That's.
The results are here. Yeah, so the last two one.
Oh, okay. Okay, not many.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we
okay.
find most of them not interested and go to either to the pawnbrokers or to the bankers.
Okay, this is slightly contradictory to what we found in a different research. So that's why I was curious. Gold, people are not willing to sell, but they are willing to pledge.
Yeah.
Maybe you can have a bilateral talk about that. Any other questions from the audience about this paper? Okay. Thank you, Professor Emmanuel. We'll actually move on to the next paper.
Thank you very much.